Hey everybody, this is Paul. This is going to be one of my DIY videos on how to fix a Maytag, I believe it's Maytag, Frigidaire unit. So basically what happened was the everything in my freezer started melting. There was no cool air coming out whatsoever. And so this is basically how to diagnose this one issue and then figure out what's going on here. So basically, so the first thing you check is you check the obvious things. So inside of the freezer itself, there's 4 little screws and there's a panel there. You want to check and make sure that the coils inside of the freezer are not, they're not frozen basically over. So in this situation, mine was like this for about a day. So everything was basically defrosted in there. I'd throw everything in my freezer away. So the second thing you check is you check to make sure that it's got power. So obviously you can see power there. And then basically diagnosing these are pretty simple. So you want to check the coils. Obviously I need to clean my coils. I know people are going to freak out about that. You check to make sure that that little guy right there, the fan, is running. And then the next thing you check is, do you hear a humming sound, which I'm hoping should be coming through on this YouTube video. And then you look for anything else. So in this situation, there was no humming sound whatsoever coming off of this. You can put your hand on it, you'll feel it vibrating. It's going to feel hot if it's turned on. One of these is going to feel hot. Which one is it? It's this little guy right here. One of these is very hot. That's how you know this whole situation's working. This kind of guy is like got some heat on it and it's vibrating. In my situation, this wasn't doing anything at all. And all the fans on the inside of the refrigerator were working. You can undo all the screws in there, see the fan spin, and everything was working fine. So how did I diagnose this issue? So basically, this is the capacitor on the bottom here. And this is the little, see that white piece right there? So the power supply isn't wired directly into the compressor or condenser here, like you would see on a kind of on an outside air conditioning unit, because normally that capacitor is inside of a little box and then they have wires running off that capacitor into the unit. So what happened in this situation is up here, these little tubes that come out, apparently something got spilled or something. Some genius decided to put tubes that could possibly leak water directly above where this little unit is. And inside this little unit, it's very simple if I can get it open. But inside this little unit here is basically just connectors that can, it's basically, it routes the power from the 120 volt line coming in here through here, and then it comes out the back here. So basically in this situation, when I opened this up, the capacitor was very, trying to undo the situation right now, but the capacitor was basically very rusted over. You could see obvious scorch marks. So you can see, not sure you can see it, but you see how it's rusted over. So that means that water was sitting on it. And then when you open this little guy here, this little thing's hard to open, but because there's little clickers in there. But so how did I get this off? Very simple. To fix this entire situation is about 14 bucks. Screwdriver, voltmeter. So obviously what you would do is you would turn off the power, and then what you got to do is you have to get access to this little area here. As you can see how fun that is. Very, very simple. Flathead screwdriver. So I'm not going to do this right now. I'm going to kind of walk you through what I did. You would insert the flathead screwdriver directly right here. So I don't want to do it right now, but back here, and this little part pries off. So there is a little metal piece that goes right here. It goes right there. You want to pull that off. Okay, so that very simply comes off. That's just securing this in. Once you do that, flathead screwdriver, once the power is secure, you insert right there, you pull this way, and this whole little thing will pop off. And you will see how it's being held in there by 3 little prongs. Don't try not, you don't want to bend the prongs on a compressor. That would be very bad. Then you have a totally different issue. So in my situation, as soon as I took it off and took it apart, you could kind of see burn marks, scorch marks. The entire thing on the inside was scorched to all living hell, where water just basically got in there. And then, so the next thing you want to test is this wire right here coming out. comes in, see here, comes through your power. So you want to, after you pull this out, you want to disconnect it from this power right here. You see those little prongs right there? You want to pull it out, and then you want to kind of hang it over this right here probably, or something that's non-metal preferably, but you have very limited options here. So after you do that, and if you're not comfortable doing this, please call in a professional, but this is a way to do it without having to call in a professional. What you want to do is plug in the power. Your fan's going to come on, and this line is now going to be live. So it's going to have power going to it, so you can, like, you know, really hurt yourself here. What you want to do is just set your voltmeter to say 500, for example. Take your common, take your live wire here. So red is where the red would go, blue is where the common would go, and you want to make sure that that is live. If that's not live, you have a problem with your power supply coming from the wall going to that line, and that's a different issue than what this video is talking about. If that is live and that shows 120 here, then that means that power is going into this device right here, and this is where your problem is. This is where you can save about $1,000 on a new refrigerator, or however much they charge you. This little device right here is probably about $15, and all it is an adapter. I will put the link for what this is. It's very simple. I got it from Amazon, got it delivered the next day. It actually comes with a new capacitor on it. You can see down there, there's a new capacitor, and also that little line right there. And then basically all I did as soon as I got it, put the new one on, attach the power to it, and immediately you can feel the compressor getting hot, like everything turned on perfectly fine, and I was good to go. So if you have any questions, I guess leave it in the comments, but this is kind of like a quick how-to video on these. And then I'll also leave the link for the piece, this little piece right here. And like I said, mine was very obviously fried, so that's kind of what we got going on, okay? But if you have any questions, like I said, leave it in the comments. Thank you.